And we're back for an AP remake of Empire vs. Compass Gaming. You're watching Beyond the Summit's coverage of Starladder Season 10 for the European Division. I'm LD, I'm joined here by Blaze, and it's a Spectre game, Blaze. We were talking a little bit about this hero, but he's just not someone we've seen much of lately. And, oh, I got you muted. Oh, there we go.
So it's difficult to work him into a draft in this current metagame. There's usually so much momentum behind the push and behind just the general tempo control of the opposition that a weak laner and generally speaking a weak mid-game hero is going to find some difficulty finding his farm. But in this case here, they do pick up the Treant Protector, which will enable the living armor to keep the towers alive for a long time. The Nature Prophet can create space with split push, a little bit of Wrath of Nature counter push, and make things happen there. And then they also have a tempo controller of their own. The Brewmaster, every time he gets that ulti up, is going to be at the very least threatening Empire's potential to team fight and move together as a group. So there's a lot of potential there for this game to go a lot later, maybe even towards the 40-plus minute mark, and that's where Spectre really starts to kick in. Beyond that, we'll have to look towards his item build to see how active he's going to be. Some Spectres build like the Phase, Drum, sometimes Urn of Shadows, Yasha-type builds, and Diffusals, but obviously we know the most common build of the past was that Radiance, which does have a lot of potential here.
And with that, we'll introduce our teams. On the side of KPG, running the Spectre, we'll have the offlane being handled by Gorik on the Nature's Prophet. Afo Ninja will be playing the Brewmaster mid. That puts Fee Solo Miko onto the Skywrath Mage. Arts will be playing the Spectre. He was our fantastic Morphling last game. And Goddamn, who was the Earthshaker, will be playing the Treant Protector. On the side of Team Empire, Mag, as your offlaner, they are, I believe, 0-1 in Starladder groups. Actually, I just want to check that real quick. Yeah, Empire is... Well, okay, they're 1-1. So, yeah, they have a lot of work to do just because they haven't played very many games. But yeah, on the side of Empire, we've got Always Want to Fly on the Sand King. Solo will be handling your support. Rubik, he's been spectacular in my opinion. Just having watched Empire cast him quite a bit over the past few weeks. Like, he seems much more comfortable in a support role than he ever did on a core. But yeah, put Silent on the carry Mirana. Resolution will be playing your Viper mid, and Mag as the offlane Void.
Yep, so I actually see this Dire Observer Ward in place here for almost 40 seconds now, and Gotham, although he has Sentry Wards, has not placed one, so that means he didn't see it placed, and it's actually, despite being extremely common in like pub games, it's almost too common in that environment to the point that professional players don't actually think about it too often because it's so easy to deward. They still might put one out here in that position, but you also have to consider the fact that it might be down in a lower southeast, and yeah, it's difficult to guarantee that that's going to be staying up or not, yeah, but if it does, that's pretty huge.
The pub wards are always the next level ones, as this might be an attempt on Gorik's life top lane. They'll bait him in a bit closer, and this is going to be first blood. Arrow from Silent should follow. Easy kill. Boots, not going to save him.
Yeah, and that was just a two-man play. They didn't even need Solo to contribute. He's going to town on these Treants, just making sure they don't pull any shenanigans on the creep wave, or not too much at least, and that'll limit how much experience Nature's Prophet gets, actually taking the long walk of shame back to the lane because he doesn't have the teleport skill.
Yeah, there's really not much the Prophet could have done about that. They knew the rune was top, and they didn't know what it was, I guess, so he could have hugged the tower, and probably should have to be safe, but at the same time, you can't just assume he's got an invis, and, well, a lucky rune for Empire and good execution, and that's them basically a freebie as far as first bloods go.
Yeah. So we actually already see the bottle up for Afo Ninja. He's actually crowing it back, or it's not really crow, it's not flying, but he's going to have the little War Dog take it back in the meantime. And it's because he's gotten some really good early CS, a couple claps, and he's up to 5 and 6 over Resolution's Viper, who is 1 and 3. So that's actually pretty surprising. I guess one aspect of it is the Drunken Haze, and the RNG strong. Aspect of it.
Too strong.
It is really strong. It's extremely strong, but we don't see a lot of Brewmasters skilling it. I guess they don't feel it's worth the mana investment to guarantee some anti-CS. I guess it's not a guarantee as well. That might be.
Well, Viper's all auto attacks, right? Like other mids have nukes. Like getting it versus like a Death Prophet or something isn't that great, but when the enemy hero can only last hit with auto attacks, then I think it's really strong. And I do like that build. Like TA would be another good example where I think you definitely want to take a point versus her, as she also relies exclusively on auto attacks to get last hits.
So he's going to have some pretty good control, at least while he has the mana to sustain it. He does have to use the courier a lot, though, and his team won't be able to take much benefit out of that. He actually is using the Crown Courier for the second time, doing this 2-sip tactic, which means it's not going to be slow enough for the easy snipes if a support wanders by.
Always Want to Fly, kind of rotating towards the middle lane. They, at this point, probably realize that KPG don't have a Rune Ward top, Because if they did, Prophet would have seen that guy coming. So he's taking advantage of that fact and potentially looking for a jump in mid. But with the positioning of Afo Ninja, as well as the fact that he just keeps on blocking the wave, great mid play, just running back, blocking the wave every single time. The creeps are on his hill, so it's pretty difficult to find that opening.
Yeah. Resolution is a very experienced mid laner, but there's not really anything you can do in this situation to change the state of affairs. He's going to go for a headdress early, so that's going to obviously facilitate a faster mech, but he isn't going to be able to really keep pace with the Brewmaster, even with the slow, because of the boots of speed advantage now. So missing uphill a bit, missing with Drunken Haze a bit. It's all very frustrating for him. Meanwhile, down bottom.
They don't. They have a living armor, but they really need this Leech Seed mana, and it's just a bit short. Even with that, I don't think they dive for that kill. They need the Skywrath to make that happen. And PSM, of course, is off doing some pulls, so not an easy kill. They have Gorik.
He's got level 3 off that, so I mean, there's some roaming potential as well with the smoke that's still in Gotham's inventory.
Yeah, no boots on him, no boots on Skywrath, but they could go buy them on the Skywrath Mage, so potentially we do see them go for a rotation mid. Void will still be the tough kill as long as he's got a time walk, though. There's no point in the silence yet. He's actually reserving a point, though, so PSM could skill it up, but Mag's going to spot this rotation. 4-minute rune will spawn, concussive shot to scare him off, and, well, all that for nothing, as it is a rune time.
He skilled up Arcane Bolt. He's committing to just some really hard harassment here, and if Mag doesn't backtrack this, he is going to have to pop a salve here, so, yeah, this is going to...
I think you just go back, because you need time walk mana to stay in lane.
Sure enough. So, as far as offlaners go, I mean, Gorik's getting a lot more out of this lane, despite being first-blooded. He's the one that's after level 4. Solo getting a good flank on him, though. This could be dangerous. And, yeah, he's in range now.
He's done for now. Unless this arrow misses, they'll try and lift and toss him back, reserving that for the final moment. They won't even need the arrow follow-up, and down goes the Nature's Prophet. Meanwhile, a smoke bottom lane, but it's to no avail, because the Void is missing. Maybe they hide in the side shot. Just a bad timing for KPG. They were probably expecting him to salve, but I do like that move for Mag. Like, to me, if you don't have time walk, it really undermines the whole reason of running the Void off lane, which is he's very difficult to kill.
It hurts because obviously that's when the creep wave is pushing in and he's not going to get much experience, but I absolutely agree. It's better than feeding your life away. Unfortunately, now, the time that they are pushing in the creep wave, they're bringing reinforcements. Gorik going down again allows them to jump in with 2 points in Nature's Call, and they're just going to go hard for this tower. Something that you don't often get to say about a Spectre lineup, but in this case, they use a living armor on a melee creep, trying to keep it up a little bit, and they are going to be able to bring this tower down.
Yeah, quick teleport scroll check for Empire. They only have 1, and it's on the Void, so they're not defending this. Not even going to allow Mag to get in deny range.
Just pulling back the creep wave too with 1 lowly treant.
Spectre gets the last hit. That's
huge.
Pretty big. Let's see, what's he got? Bracer coming. It's going to be a Drums Rush for him, most likely. And this is where Spectre is scary. Like, one of the reasons we generally don't see this hero is that his laning is often underwhelming, but if you give a Spectre free farm, you'd better make up for it elsewhere. And I would say Empire are only kind of making up for it elsewhere. They're giving Gorik a lot in the offlane, like you mentioned. The safe lane farmer for Empire is a Mirana. And the supports, the Sand King is getting a decent amount, but he's also getting unlucky. He spawned some golems here.
So many golems.
And hasn't stacked the big camp yet. So I'm slightly worried for Empire, to be honest. Prophet's going to Volt soon, and with that plus Haunt, and a Blink Dagger soon coming on Afo Ninja, you just go if you're KPG. This is a very good timing for them.
Yeah, they still have to close distance, though. Resolution is not staying off tower for long. Knows that there are so many missing, but in this case, they're still going to be in clap range. They're going to get the combo, and this should be enough to bring him down.
Bottling up, but doesn't actually have mana for his ultimate. He's a bit short on that 20 to be exact. And now the rotation comes in from the Mirana of Silent. Spectre will haunt forward onto Silent. He goes, has a leap ready. Needs to pop it. Now Arts can dive him, though. The nuke's following him out. Phase Boot's cooling down. Oh, Silent will just barely live. So it's a tree for a Viper in the end. It did cost them their Spectre ultimate. And there's 100 seconds before that cools down. On the backside, always want to fly, clips the Skywrath, cuts his wings, and down to earth he plummets.
Really important rotation for the Sand King, because he can actually kill off this creep wave here with the Sandstorm. Obviously, got the nice pick on the Skywrath, and that actually keeps this tower alive as long as possible, because these Tier 1 towers are a valuable resource for Empire that they need to keep up as long as possible. Already losing the bottom lane. If they lose the mid, it's just a ton of gold that goes to the team in general, but Spectre in particular is going to find a lot of value in that. And honestly, I don't see them finding a trade for a very long time. With all these living armors that are going to be spammed out shortly, the Tier 1 tower up top is just not going to go down. So they need to make sure they keep what they can, because they're not going to be able to hard push out against this team.
Yeah, the key thing is there's nothing like Diabolic Edict that will quickly munch through the tower or living armor. There's no Death Prophet ultimate. obviously you can't poison attack buildings, so the options are limited to remove living armor.
Yeah, they went Sand King instead of either Jakiro or Lesh. Do you think that was the right choice as things are right now?
I like the Sand King pick with the Void, but I mean, maybe it's where even like the second hero is something like a, I mean, if not a Leshrac. Like Jakiro sure isn't the best setup for Sand King early on, and Sand King has low range, but you see a Spectre, you pretty much know they're not going aggressive against you, so you can get away with more team fight centric, slightly weaker laning supports.
Well, with Arrow, actually, this could be bad. Athro Ninja, he's going to take a lot of hits. They got the Chronosphere.
They'll have to pop it now, and living armor might keep him alive. He can clap, split, and turn this. They're doing nothing right now, and now the split. They didn't even bother with the clap boulder toss available. Will be thrown out of mag momentarily if he can get the vision. Cyclonium up. Now about to drop him back down. He has no leap. But do they go in? Always want to fly, burrowing through, looking for that epicenter. The follow-up, will it be there? Spectre haunting in, trying to find some counter kills. As Always Want to Fly is now on the run. They've lost 2. They're going to lose a 3rd here. They still haven't killed off the Nature's Prophet. It's a double kill for Arts on the Spectre. And KPG off to a hot start here in their second match of the day. They might kill off Mag. They'll get the kill. It's a triple for the Spectre. Give him 2,500 gold. And by golly, this is where you just rush Radiance, man. Forget about the drums. You already have 2.4k.
Seriously.
You could have like a 12-minute relic at this point, maybe 13.
And up top lane with the Aquila and the headdress, Resolution really wants this tower, but they're not letting him have it. They still have Fortify, they still have the living armor, but can't with the siege creep. It's still taking a lot of hits. They have to at least Fortify. Gonna rotate the Nature's Prophet, try to keep it alive, and they honestly should not deny it unless Resolution forces them to. He's got the Moonlight Shadow close, but back and forth.
He knows how important these towers are, but he turns and he will kill off the Skywrath. Honestly, I don't know if that's quite worth it. Well, let's see. More's being looked for here by Empire. They'll rotate inside. They really want this tower. Like you said, they know the importance of killing towers that are low against tree. You don't want to just damage them. But the trade for Silent is going to be his life, and he doesn't get the tower. Oh, it's one thing to want the towers, but that was just pure desperation mode, honestly. Really? I guess they just gave Spectre a triple kill. Like, panic mode, everybody panic. We're in trouble now.
Yeah, because it's just going to get worse from here in the gold department. I mean, Faceless Void did find his Chronosphere early and is going to get another one off cooldown soon, but they really need more. They need follow-up damage. Always Want to Fly. He's going to get the Blink Dagger soon with these stacks out in the Eastern Jungle, but would have loved to have just gotten it straight up from the or from the tower kill, and then he could get a TP on top of that. But either way, they're going back up top. They won't let it rest for long.
Gorek caught out a bit, but able to run out of here thanks to the defensive ultimate from the Treant Protector, and still the tower stands. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Art's pursuing Mag. He's got Haunt ready to go, and he is rushing the Relic now, up to 2.8k gold. There's going to be this timey window where he doesn't have it yet, where Sand King gets a Blink Dagger, as he's about to pick one up now, where KPG will look a bit weaker. But they still have...
Oh, arrow hits Gorek!
Well, leap in from the Mirana. Follow-up is there. They get the kill. And also forces out a Haunt. Is there any kind of move in? Art's diving deep. He goes for solo, but he's got backup in tow. It comes for the Brewmaster, who boulder tosses solo, and then maybe was looking for a secondary kill in Resolution, but decides we've got to make sure we secure this one on the Rubik. Another boulder toss from downtown. That'll find him. And they'll get that kill at least. But on the other side of the fight, they also picked off the Mirana during that time. So not too shabby once again.
Yeah, exactly, and they get the counter kill. I mean, yes, they lose the Nature's Prophet. Gorek's had a hard time, 0, 3, and 4, but I mean, he's willing to give his life for the cause here, as Arts is just getting this mountain of farm. They also get the living armor away from the Rubik. He spell stole it, but now forgets it in his death, and that is actually pretty important, because otherwise this would be a pretty tanky Viper.
Empire has to win a fight, and they ideally need to kill Arts. If they don't kill him now, they're in just so much trouble. And Always Want to Fly is about to be scouted. In fact, he already was. They know where the Sand King is. They're not going to let him get his pesky initiation off. They'll silence it. Blink clap. And that's the tower defense down. Unless he buys back, they're not holding this one, and he has no buyback. So that's a tier 1 down top. At the very least, it's going to take half damage. Maybe Empire can hold from there. Is their detection for KPG. They have Sentry Wards on the Treant Protector. Should be dropping one to deal with that Moonlight Shadow initiation, which is coming right now. But they don't know it. Oh, there you go. Goddamn's ready. And now the jump in for the Void. Chrono catches out too, but it's only Gorek they're going on first. That's the Nature's Prophet who gets living armored up, kept alive. They will lose the Scarlet Mage though. The Sentry Ward not enough to save him. Now Arch trying to make his way out. I think should just cut and run. Leave his teammates to die. Oh, he gets caught by a burrow. Has a dagger. Needs to get out of this one quickly. Can't do it. Big turnaround for Empire. They get 3, and by far most importantly, they kill the Spectre.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, it'd just be completely dominant right now. Had 3K, now back down to 2,800, but even still, he's feeling really good about the current state of the game. And Empire, they're feeling a bit rather panicked. They're getting the mech out, and I think they want to just like push hard on a tier 2 or something because they need to find more. They have some, they need more. Otherwise, they're just not going to get anything. Brewmaster finishes off the tier 1 in the mid, and he's building up towards, I guess, Arcanes he could probably go for. He currently is hurting for mana, but obviously that Axe Rush is a possibility.
Yeah, either one would be fine. I think Arcane's first. No one else on the team... Well, actually, they have some on the tree. So, it honestly is, to me, like a 50-50, I guess, at that point. Curious to see what Gorak goes for here. He's picked up a casual Chainmail. Also got a Gloves of Haste, so... Perhaps debating whether or not he wants to go for the Blade Mail Rush or the Treads, and gets a little bit of both.
I think he's definitely going to go for the Treads, but the question is Mechanism or Blade Mail at this point. They actually don't have a mech holder just yet, and I actually saw a build earlier today where it looked like we were going to see that signature, or I don't even know what signature, but it's the flavor of the week Blade Mail build, and in this case, he deviated from it, but we'll see.
Resolution is the mech carrier, and now he's got it. So he's not going to be an easy kill, but they'll look for him with Overgrowth here mid lane. Now the Scarth Mage will follow this one up. They have Spectre Haunt, not using it yet. And they just can't kill him. They really underestimated how tanky he is. And they'll be forced back. And now with Haunt down, Prophet ult down, this is go time for Empire. They'll have to avoid ultimate, and immediately they smoke. No hesitation, but it's spotted by a Radiant Observer.
Yeah, great wards.
Still, even though it's spotted by it, they're getting dangerously close to getting caught. Maybe they weren't paying attention when this went out. Now the Chrono for Mag, it only finds one. This causes the Rubik to steal Clap, but doesn't prevent the split from coming through. They'll lose PSM to start this. Still, Boulder Toss on a Mag, bringing the Void low, almost finishing him off. He will end up going down. And now Spectre wants to come into this fight. Just a lonely dagger, solitary dagger really thrown out. This Brew looks to blink out, and he'll retreat to the right-hand side. Ninja making his way out of this. Another tower going the way of the Radiant. That's the relic for Arts. Oh no, don't die now! Courier will be fine. Arts has to be careful though. Oh, he's in trouble. If he doesn't go right now. Yeah, but they're chasing him. Let's see.
Yeah, always want to fly. Can't get the distance though. He can't go through that tree line, and yeah, he's just gonna go for an attempt that won't succeed. And that's going to be the relic at least. And yeah, I think he is going to have the Radiance at a really good time. 17 minutes, 17 and a half, somewhere in there.
It could have been a 14-minute
doesn't take up the entire jungle.
It could have been a 14-minute Radiance, so it could have been a lot worse, but it's still pretty fast.
Yeah, it's just difficult because now it means that when the Spectre haunts, the Sand King just cannot go for the Epicenter initiation. Even if he bought a Ghost Scepter and he was nullifying the right clicks, or if he had a Sandstorm and was able to get away from the illusion, no matter what, he is not going to be able to epi into the fights the way he wants to, and that's going to force his hand as far as where the fights progress when the Haunt is available.
They found out Mag mid lane. They'll silence him, dropping the Mystic Flare to try and finish off this Void. No chance for a backtrack. Too many damage at procs, really, to get the RNGG. And it will be a Midas Rush, actually. So I think Gorak got the Chainmail, was thinking Blade Mail, and then backed off for the Midas. And with a Spectre Radiance and a Prophet Midas, this puts a lot of pressure on Empire to execute it in a powerful way in the mid-game.
Yeah. But in 700 gold, Ninja is going to have the Aghanim Scepter. He went for it with the Tier 1 boots, and he's going to have his ultimate as well. This is just, like, they need to end the game sooner rather than later. Empire, they need to find something huge, get Roche, get some picks, and get control of the map to end the game fast. But right now, if there's this Brewmaster who's about to have this gigantic ultimate, it almost seems impossible. They have to catch the Brew in the next Chrono. Yeah,
it lasts for ages as well. Empire jumping in bottom lane. Arts, don't die again. Not like this. Leap in. They'll follow this up. Living Armor keeps Arts alive for a time, but it's only for a time. Not long enough in the end. They now bring in reinforcements. Spectre's not able to buy back, nor would he want to with Radiance on the way. And I'm surprised they're even engaging to beat in the first place. Got him. Now getting caught up a bit further. They'll drop another sentry. Sound on the chase. Arrow ready, but just finished cooling down. They couldn't quite do it. And now the Brewmaster jumps in. Doesn't have his Primal Split. He went for the... Or sorry, doesn't have his Aghanim's Primal Split, I should say. Went for the split, got canceled quickly by the Stolen Overgrowth, but then gets it off anyway. Now the chase is on. Cycloning up the Viper. Now the Chrono on 3. Nicely done. Placed on PSM. They'll finish him off. Turning back for goddamn Gorak. This will force the Scarlet Mage buyback out. Spectre's about to respawn though, and he's got Haunt. Look for the turn. Mystic Flare coming in. This is just a feeding frenzy for the Spectre. He'll kill off Solo quickly. Can he reality back in time? No, he's not going to be too quick. We'll get the Rubik kill. Meanwhile, Resolution's trapped in. He'll die as well. So that gives Spectre basically back where he was before he died.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, it was a great way to start the fight for our Empire, but they just couldn't finish everybody off as fast as they needed to. And the Chrono, it was just a delay tactic. So once that Spectre respawn came out, along with the Primal Split, it was just way too much to deal with. And Alpha was 1 minute away from that big Aghanim split. A lot of potential then, but for now he's still feeling pretty good. I mean, he doesn't have any BKBs to deal with. He doesn't have any MKBs. Like, when he gets a haze on somebody, it is just going to completely tear apart their potential damage output.
And the thing is, they can't really burst this brew too easily in Chrono. If they want to do it, they're going to have to Chrono, Epi, and Arrow him.
Yeah.
I don't think just the two are going to be enough. Unless he's already at, half health or something before it begins. Generally, when we see the Void Skywrath Mage combo, that's less of an issue, because you have Mystic Flare, so you can pretty much guarantee a kill in the brew, even with full HP, but their burst damage is middling. It's not quite as impressive as what we often see when teams do run. Or even last game, running the Exhort Invoker. That gives you a ton of burst to follow the Chrono up with. So I'm a little worried for Empire. Not only is the brew split going to crush them if it gets off, but it's difficult to stop.
Do you think there was any timing window where they could have smoke sneaked a Roche, or are there just too many wards up for the side of KPG and they would have kind of seen through that very quickly?
It's just super risky because Prophet can scout it with Treants, and then they can instantly haunt Prophet ult, and Panic can just jump in. So I think they definitely could have gone for it, but it's a pretty dicey play considering the lineup they're up against.
I think at this point they need to start taking risks. I'm not sure exactly where they start. If it's a Roche smoke, if it's just trying to get the Spectre once more. But once she's gotten the Radiance, the kills on her don't matter nearly as much. And yeah, of course, she's going to be more and more willing to use her buyback for that respawn haunt. We do see the Chronosphere is going to be used onto both of them. The Invis not going to help him here, and they are going to steal the Concussive as well. So a lot of damage coming out.
Oh, this is Radiance time, though, baby. It's Aghanim's brew time. Empire might have bitten off more than they could chew. Solo chased out by the brew. He'll be quickly dealt with. Now always want to fly in through the rear. Gets the Burrow Strike off on Gorak. They'll finish him off, but it's at the cost of the Brew Split and the Spectre just tearing Empire to pieces. They've lost 3 for this. They got 2 in exchange. It's going to be a 4th down the drain. Always want to fly. Burrows, then Eppies. He knows he's not running, so he's going to take Goddamn with him if he can, but Living Armor just tanks through this. They'll punch him into submission, and meanwhile the Spectre gets an Ultra Kill. He completes the team wipe. Oh, what a disaster.
Got a haste rune and got to chase down this Marana for like 2,000 units off. That was insanely lucky for him, but I don't even know. Like, if you can't take that fight where you get that Chrono on 2, I don't know where you go. I mean, they essentially need to steal Mystic Flare or the Primal Split in order to do anything else this game, because the Chronosphere, there was no damage. This tree has 1,200 HP. He ended it with the full magic stick, used the overgrowth, turned it around, and it was just the perfect bait, the perfect setup for this kind of, I don't know, stars aligning, everything coming into picture, and KPG is just rocking them. They're about to 2-0 a day of upsets.
Empire Cloud9. Well, the other one was a little clowny, and it felt like Cloud9 should have won it if they had executed right. This one, honestly, Empire have just been outplayed, like flat out, straight up, and it's not often you say that about a team like Empire when they're up. Not to say Compass Gaming is that they're overperforming, but they're just not a big name team in the, at least not in the English speaking community. But they're showing some real promise. It kind of reminds me of Power Rangers back when they were upsetting teams like Na'Vi and Alliance in previous seasons of Starladder. This was when they were performing more consistently, especially Alliance, who's struggled a bit more recently. But yeah, this is looking like it could be a 2-0 day for Compass Gaming. Unfortunately, they're already 3-7, They're 3-7 now. So even with the win here, they're 4-7. I think even if they won out, they probably still don't make the LAN finals, to be honest. But
it's a huge rep boost, dude. Like, the way they were playing in the previous days, it didn't even look close. Oh, they force out the leap so that Gora can get the Sprout, but a nice stun. Speeds silent away. Good play from Always Wanna Fly. Really has been trying to be the turnaround master.
Dead. He's
but
done.
He's still, he's gone. And that's just, unfortunately, there's nothing you can really do about it. But he's still been making the plays happen to try to turn things around. Now it looks like they want to go down on bottom. Resolution in a really bad spot, about to be caught by the Overgrowth and by the Brew.
Do they need to deploy a Brew Split for this? For now, in comes the Overgrowth. Held it until the TP out, and Resolution will die to that. Gorak now joins the fray. 5 heroes from KPG group up, and they're going to press through on the bottom lane. They still got the Aghanim split online. No Haunt for this fight, but Ayasha picked up on Arts. Getting close to a Manta style. And that's where Spectre's damage just gets downright disgusting. Like, who cares if you have corrosive skin when Spectre's hitting you with 3 desolating illusions in a team fight? If you're isolated, you're just done for.
It's absolutely true. And they don't want to group up against this team either. I mean, the Treant has shown how great his overgrowth can be and how effective that, along with the AoE Clap and AoE Drunken Haze can be. It's not a team you want to group up against, but at the same time, if you are by yourself, the Spectre will just, like, 3-shot you. It's insane.
And this is where having a Mask of Madness for Mag, not to say it's a bad item.
Top, actually, nice arrow coming out from Silent. He saw the TP coming in from the Nature's Prophet, and he does
Living Armor, Living Armor, and Blade Mail. Silent can't fight this. Sprout was searching for him. Just a little bit off the mark.
Treant OP once more.
Living Armor, man. What a spell.
Really is.
So hard to kill these heroes off.
They've taken 1 tower, too. Like, it's the heroes, it's the towers, it's everything. It's brutal.
It looks like they might get Gorik now.
Okay,
the Stolen Dagger will zap him down before there's any reaction possible from Goddamn. That's one way to deal with Living Armor. Just instantly kill heroes. But they still haven't addressed the Spectre. Killing Nature's Prophet it's almost fool's gold in a way. Like, he's just not the high priority target.
It feels good. It feels right, but crushing the rat, it doesn't stop the crazy carry dominance that we're about to see. I mean, right now, Silent is only sitting at 8,700, and he's rotating from his Yasha build into a Maelstrom. Like, it's nice, but it doesn't really mean squat once Spectre starts getting really tanky, really big. The Manta, I would say, is a defensive item, so he could kind of alternate into, like, the Diffusal, then go back for the Heart, but because he is up against the Faceless Void Sand King combo, he might just want to go for the Heart outright.
Well, that's a real luxury, isn't it? For it to be 24 minutes in as a Spectre against what looked to be a very aggressive lineup from like the 15 to 25 minute mark, and to already be done your core set of items, your Phase Boots, Radiance, and Manta, and like, yeah, I should probably get a Heart next. That's the type of question that a Spectre in a more average game would be asking like 5 minutes from now. And that's a long 5 minutes that Empire are behind.
Oh, and God, I'm just scouting out everything here. He has a full vision. He has the gem, so he knows he's not being seen, and he just is giving them all the information. If they go for the epicenter from the high ground into the pit, he'll know it. He might even cancel it, and they're just not going to be able to prevent this Roche.
Not to mention, there's the Haunt to worry about. So even if he channels Epi, all Arts has to do is Haunt, and then it's not happening. But they'll give an Aegis to Spectre, and now Arts has 2 lives to work with.
Insane. Absolutely insane. With the dispersion here, they're going to die on Radiance and his HP alone.
Like, just look at doing an HP pool check. You've got Rubik with 970 health, the Mirana with 1200, 1150 to be exact. Void with Mask of... Oh, speaking of that Void, look how quick he drops. He's going to time walk out. He might be forced to blow a Chronosphere just to make his way out of this one. Mantling out of that. Arts continues to chase forward, and he's going to find Mag. Mask of Madness not going to save him. This is going to be a double kill in the base, and you honestly might just... want to GG out now, Blaze.
Yeah, I mean, we do see the Sand King combo going on top. Doesn't commit the epicenter, though, so Gorik's able to just TP out and join his team on the mid lane. And yeah, at this point, you look at one of the hardest carries in the game and how much you fed her extensively, and you just... What have you done? It's just, you look back and there's so much regret, but I don't know.
So much regret is the perfect way to put it. Triple kill fed to Spectre, ultra kill fed to Spectre. 11, 2, and 6. I mean, they've got 23 kills. The Spectre has been in on 17. Like, a kill every minute and a half as a Spectre at 26 minutes. That just shouldn't happen.
Really?
Just really shouldn't
And I'm trying to think of what they could have done differently if they pick, like, I've talked about it a couple times, that Jakir instead of the Sand King, they might have had more tower push, but it doesn't change the state of affairs of how big the Spectre got just from kills alone.
Well, they waited a little bit too long here, now they're going to pay. Solo caught up with the Aghanim's Brew ultimate, will drop quickly. The Chronosphere only catches out, well, it catches out 3, but it doesn't deal with Arts, who just chases Mag down, finishes off the Void, GG! They won't even end the team fight. They'll just call it now. Why the hell not, I guess? Mystic Flare, Pounding always want to fly, he'll fall. And KPG celebrating a glorious day for Compass Gaming. Well, making a 2-0 clean sweep here in Starladder Euro.
That last Godlike Free came out on Sand King, who wasn't even in the base, wasn't even in the fight, just died to the incidental illusion. Like...
Well, he got Mystic Flared first, but yeah.
I don't even know.
Rough times for him. Well, guys, not much more to say than Compass Gaming are definitely a force to be reckoned with here in Starladder Europe. They may not end up qualifying for Kiev, but they could play the role of the spoiler if some of these teams aren't careful. And with that, Empire dropped to 1-2, Cloud9 from 6-3 to 6-4. But we're not done yet. We've got a lot more Dota action coming your way, y'all. And, well, coming up next, let's see. We're going to have HR, Hellraisers, Art Style Squad facing off against Team Tinker. And then we round out the day with some NVMI action. Empire versus NVMI. And last but not least, Team Tinker versus NVMI. I'm LD, he's Blaze. Follow him at BlazeCasting on Twitter, myself at LDDota. All VODs immediately uploaded after the games today to youtube.com/BeyondTheSummitTV. And if you want to support us, guys, feel free to click that subscribe button or just follow the channel so you know when we go live. But yeah, with that being said, Starladder Europe action continues in just a few moments. Stay tuned.